Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night with Monday Night Training with Stacy and me and Christy Bay and Dan's team and Jan and Greg Berg's team and Tammy Hoyle's team and Dagenhart, sorry. can't can't change it. I'm so excited you guys are here and that you are taking your time out to build your business because we got a great training tonight. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to the man of the hour, Stacy Loftis. Go ahead, take it away, bro.
Hey, Melissa. Hey, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. For the ones watching recording, thank you so much for joining us on the recording. And first of all, I want to give you guys a shout out for taking time out to be on trainings because we're always busy. We always have things to do, and give you guys yourselves a big pat in the back for being here. Now, if you remember last week, Jan talked about connecting and kind of broke it down and stuff. So we're going to stay a little bit on the connecting theme, just a little differently. And we're going to talk about why is it important to connect with leadership in Singular. And Melissa and I were talking a while back, and this is a training that I've talked about doing or wanted to do for a while. And I'm just going to share with you some background training from the police department when I got hired on the police department, and they do it right. And it's a model that I want us to kind of embrace and bring to Singular and our teams. And we kind of do it now, but we need to do a little bit more. And what I mean by that is we need to connect with more leaders. When we connect with more leaders, the better we grow, and kind of get into that as we go. But with the police department, once we get hired on and we go through the police academy, our training is not over at that point. Our field training is just beginning. They want to see, what have we learned from the police academy, and how do we apply it? How do we use it in the field? But what they do is they have field training officers that are seasoned police officers that still work in the field. They're the leaders of their shift and of their sides of town. And they will take a new person coming out of the academy and train them. But it's not just one leader. We break it up into phases. So phase one of our field training is 4 weeks long. And it's broke up to where the field training officer does the majority of the work while the new what we'll call the probationary officer kind of more observes and watches. And we kind of do that with our new people. If you think about it, we'll have them to watch what we do. We'll kind of spoon feed them and they do it. And so we're kind of used to doing that. Then phase two is another 4 weeks. And we're with another field training officer, and we're doing almost 50-50 work. The new person's doing a little bit more work. And then the third phase is another 4 weeks, and you're with a different training officer again. So you're with a third training officer who is a leader on their side of town on their shift. And the new officer is doing pretty much all the work, about 90%. And then at the end of that, then we go back to our first training officer for it's now another 4 weeks, and we're doing 100% of the work, and then we're after that on probationary period. So you're thinking, okay, why are you getting put with 3 different people in 3 months, and what's the logic behind that? So the logic behind that, I'm going to break it down into leadership mission. And I'm just going to do 3 things. There's a lot more, but I want to keep this training short because Melissa has some great stuff at the end that she wants to share. So the first one is we get to see different leadership styles. And that's so important, not only in law enforcement, but it's important in Singular for us to see how different leaders work. And this is a conversation Cynthia and I've had, so I'm not saying anything that we haven't talked about. Is Cynthia is my main upline leader, but her leadership style is much different than mine. I could never be the type of leader she is. She can never be the type of leader that I am. And that's fine, because I still pull really good things from her and use them. Okay. And then I've gotten with other leaders in the company. You guys all know, with Melissa and Christy and Jan and Greg, we all collaborate and work together. So I'm pulling leadership stuff from them as well. And I'm modeling kind of how I want myself to be as a leader. So the number one thing to know is, when you get connected with other leaders, and this is something that your upline will do, and if they're not doing it, do what I did. Go out on your own. But you've got some great upline leaders here, obviously, and I know they're connecting you. But get with those other leaders and brainstorm with them. Talk to them about, what are you doing different? What are you finding that works? What are you finding that doesn't work? And learn and grow together. Because if you're not collaborating with other leaders, then you're never going to grow. You're never going to expand your mind. You're never going to learn to do different things and new things, or do things just completely differently, maybe, than what you're doing right now. And that was one of the things I loved about being with 3 different people in the police department with 3 different leaders, was I got to pull so much knowledge from 3 different veteran leadership officers that I was able to use as I went through my police department, went through my whole police department, using some of the things that I learned from them, maybe my very first day or very first month of the police department. So that's one. You'll learn different leadership styles. Number 2 is, it's going to make you a better leader. Okay. And it's going to make you a better partner. So what does that look like? You're going to learn different tools. You're going to learn different resources. You're going to learn different strategies, things that maybe you just weren't able to come up with by yourself, that you work together and collaborate together and put it together, and it works great. And I'll give you an example. When Melissa came to me about wanting to put together, we didn't have a name for it yet, but Focus 40, she said, I want to figure out a way for us to work with our people on a Zoom. And, we didn't know what the time limit was going to be. We just kicked things around, and the more we talked, the more it came together. And as we were putting it together, we were just going to keep it to our teams to kind of just see how it went. But it exploded. It was something that everybody used, and they can still use. But, us coming together made that what it was. I wouldn't have been able to put that all together, and I don't think Melissa would have been able to put that all together. And it was a work in progress for a little bit as we kind of tweak things. But that's what collaborating with good leadership will do, is it will hone in your skills and your strategies on to help you grow your team and to help you grow your business. So number 2 is, it's going to make you better. And the number 3, and this is the last one, is surrounding yourself and getting yourself connected with good leaders. It's going to inspire you. It's going to inspire you to do more and to do better. And I'll tell you this, if it wasn't for collaborating and being connected with Melissa and Christy and the Bergs the way we are, I wouldn't be as motivated in getting things done as I am. So it kind of also helps not only with inspiring you, but it also keeps you accountable, because we have things that we do each day of the week in the GLPX groups. Kind of keeps ourselves accountable. We have trainings that we each do, so it keeps ourselves accountable to you all and the team. So that inspiration is huge when you're collaborating with leadership. Now, be careful who you connect yourself with. And I'm not saying that there's any bad leaders out there, but make sure that they're able to give you something that's valuable. Okay. Know what you're looking for, and maybe the things you struggle in, and look at the leadership in this group. Look at the leadership in Singular altogether and say, okay, who's knocking this out of the ballpark, whatever this is. Maybe it's enrollments, maybe it's quick starts, maybe it's building managers, maybe it's Founders Club, whatever it is, and say, I want to connect with them to see what they're doing differently than what I'm doing to help me be successful. So be careful with, even though you might be good friends with somebody. There's nothing wrong with having those friendships for sure, but make sure you're getting something that's going to help you grow your business. Just don't connect yourself with the leader for friendship only. And I hope I make sense with that. I hope that's coming across right. But connecting with leadership is so important for the long-term growth of your business and your team's business. That's why we came together for you guys, because I know my team doesn't want to hear from me every week. I know they want to hear from other leaders. And the great thing with this was, we're able to pick who we work with. And Melissa and Christy and the Bergs and I, we came together and said, hey, we want each one of you all to train our teams. So we collaborate together, and you've got 4 different leaders that you're able to hear from every month and get things from us that maybe you're not getting elsewhere. So, but that's why we do it. That's why we connect. That's why we want you to get connected. And we want you guys to see the benefit of it. Don't just stay in your bubble. If you're on Melissa's team, just don't stay in the Melissa bubble. And I know you should say the same thing about my team. Don't stay in the Stacy Loftis bubble. Expand out to other leadership, because there's a heck of a lot better leaders out there than I am that you're going to get different things from. So that's what I have for you guys tonight. I hope you guys took some good stuff away from it. Wait a minute. Okay. Melissa just sent me a text message, and let me see here. All right. Melissa sent me a text message. So she is not able to come back on. Her dad got sick. So I don't even know if I am a host or not to close this out. So guys, give me just a minute. This is one of those times we're going to pivot on the go. So just stick with me for just a minute here. Okay. So, no. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Melissa's still the host, so whenever we leave, she'll end up ending it. I will say this. Get yourself familiar, and this is something she's going to go over, and she's going to break it down, and I don't have it in front of me to break it down for you, so I apologize for that. But dig into that cash promotion. If you guys look at that, you're talking about getting points just for enrolling people. You're talking about getting points for partners. And the more points you get, the more chances you're going to have to win that money. Okay. And there's a lot of money being given out. So get your heads wrapped around it, get excited about it, because this is something they've never done. They've never given away this much money. So make sure that you read that, you understand it, you get a plan together on getting your enrollments in for this month, getting people upgraded to partners this month, and getting those drawings. And if you're focusing on getting in that drawing, guess what? Your points are going to build, because you're enrolling people, you're getting the inception points for it. So your volume is going to build. So not only do you want you to get your head wrapped around it, you want all of your team members to get their heads wrapped around it as well. Okay. So Melissa might come back maybe later in the week and do a short little training on that, or maybe later tonight I'll get with her and see what's going on. But guys, we love you all. Have a good night. And as always, God bless.
Thank you.